2 o'clock we'll be sitting unless they want to punish some of us for not being part of that sitting. We'll be here sitting by 2 o'clock.
Order, please. Order. Silence.
Chairman, rules and business, don't bother about bridges we have not gotten there. When we get there, we'll cross it. There's no problem at all. So we move on to the first business of the day, which is presentation of 35 bills. I now invite the clerk to read the short titles. Honorable Ayo, your point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ayo Midiro, Aidadere Wale Shoka Federal Constituency from the state of Osun. I come under the order of personal explanations. I think, Mr. Speaker, sir, it's privileges. My privilege will be breached if we do not have the order paper and, you are reading orders of the day or something. Because as I am here, I don't know if other people have it. But there's no order paper yet. This is no order.
There's no order paper.
Is there? No. Where? No. There's no order paper.
She's right.
Take. Mr. Speaker, I now have order paper. So
I thought you were speaking for others. Okay, I'll give us 5 minutes, please. Those who are distributing the point of order, quickly do that. I said point of order. The order paper. Quickly circulate the other papers so that we can take off.
So let me go with it now.
I guess we all have the other paper. Okay, you can see that there's no complaint, so we'll move on. Point of order from Honorable Dambara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my honorable colleagues. Thank you, my honorable colleagues. I am Honorable Dambram Abubakar Nuhu, representing Kano Municipal, the only gentleman from the municipality in the whole of the Green Chambers, and I am from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I'm coming under Order 6, that is privilege, under Rule 1, that's Order 6, Rule 1, which is a breach of the right of members in general, and I, in particular, under the contribution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 34 LFR. It's a matter that has to do with a newspaper publication where it is alleged that we have been bribed $30,000 each to change the sequence of election. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my honorable colleagues, so that I can move on it.
It's a matter, okay, it's collective privilege, so we may take one or two. Honorable TJ. Okay, Honorable Dambaram is not done yet.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, there is a malicious attempt to drag our entire institution into mold through a publication on the Nation newspaper dated March 26, 2018, where it was alleged that we have been bribed 30,000 each to change the sequence of election. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, this is a serious matter where, once again, the institution is being dragged into an issue of discrediting the institution. And I personally, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I felt very concerned and worrisome, being the fact that my constituents have begun to question my integrity and have begin to ask me that we have taken bribe. And in my entire life, where I have built through hardship, I have tried as much as possible to remain a credible person, and I will not allow somebody just by mere publication on the newspaper of perhaps maybe false allegation to come out and say that we have received bribe in order to change the sequence of election. My honorable colleagues, I want you to support this matter so that this matter can be investigated thoroughly by the Ethics Committee to ascertain even the root of where they got their information for them to come out and do this publication, thereby, trying to tarnish our image in the eyes of the public. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, my honorable colleagues.
Honorable Rano.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Mohammed San Aliu. I am from Kano State. I represent the good people of Rano Kibia, Vunkure Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Damburam Nuhu. I so second.
Okay, he has even seconded a non-existent motion. It's a matter of privilege that has been raised. So you're welcome. Honorable TJ.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, I appreciate Honorable Brown for raising this very important matter. Mr. Speaker, it's not only one publication that carried this information. The social media is awash with this information. Mr. Speaker, we all know that perception is reality. Consistently, there's always this orchestrated attempt to paint the parliament black so as to justify the hanging. Mr. Speaker, what he seek, which I align with totally, is for the first time to bring to the fore the fallacy, the lies embedded in this kind of publication. We all know the truth, that there is no such transaction in this house. My dear colleagues, I appeal that we take this matter very seriously. The relevant committee should look into it and bring the truth to the fore so that Nigerians will understand that this orchestrated attempt to smear the image of the parliament, to make the parliament look dirty, to paint the parliament in the wrong manner so as to question the integrity of whatever that comes out of the parliament is not in any way going to do this nation good. My dear colleagues, this is an important matter we must not allow go without it being thoroughly looked into. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Hassan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Hassan Saleh, representing the people of Ado, Badibo Okokufera constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am in total support of what Honorable Damburam has brought out to the public or to this house. Also, I've been aligning myself with what Honorable Yusuf also just presented. Mr. Speaker, what we are seeing, this continuous attack by the press on the institution has to stop. We also, as an institution, must begin to work towards sensitizing the Nigerian public that we are not what they put out there to be. Mr. Speaker, what I see here is irresponsible journalism. Because for you to put out anything there, you must be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. As a newspaper, a national newspaper, you must be able to investigate and prove beyond reasonable doubt before you put out a publication. Mr. Speaker, in aligning myself, I think by the time this matter goes to the Committee on Ethics and Privilege, after due investigation, if we are not found wanting, Mr. Speaker, I think it's high time for this institution to also begin to sue. Maybe that will give us a better, image. Because if they accuse us of certain things and we just sit idle by to say, okay, we cannot win the press war, then this institution will continue to be, discredited. You go and sit somewhere, they call you thief, and you have never stolen in your life. So it is high time we take this action, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Really, I'm at a loss personally as to what we're complaining about, because I don't understand the story very well, except someone can put it in context. Is it that members have been bribed to change the electoral sequence that was passed long ago, and they have been bribed now, or what has happened? I don't know, because I haven't read the story myself. So, okay, Honorable Madaki.
Mr. Speaker, I'm really taken aback when I read the story that we have been given $30,000 to change the sequence. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, my name is Aliyu Sanuma Daki, and I represent the Ala Federal Constituency of Kano State. Mr. Speaker, they said we've been given $30,000 to change the sequence of the election. But the question to ask is, given bribe to change election sequence, by who? In whose interest is it to change the sequence of the election? Mr. Speaker, when these people are talking, blah, 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 that the president has refused assent, that we are going to veto it, I don't know. Is veto?
In that newspaper, it said a minister from Niger Delta. In that story, it says some governors. Mr. Speaker, that story as put in the paper suggests who is deepening corruption in Nigeria, or who is planning to deepen corruption in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, the House acted according to collective will of the House. We have done well with it. In whose interest will it be to collect money and not do the needful? From the totality of the story and all what we now know who is planning to give. People say they are planning to give $50,000